stress is going on. Pressing on, I'm pressing on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm finally back. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the one and only Impulse Kid 86, and today I'm presenting my review for TRON 2.0 Killer App on the original Xbox. TRON 2.0 is a very interesting project in that apart from being based off a movie that was rather obscure back in the 80s and currently stands as a cult classic today, it was initially proposed as a feature film, which is ironic considering that there actually is a feature film sequel coming out next year. However, this plan was quickly nixed, and the folks at Disney decided on creating a video game sequel instead, under their Buena Vista Interactive label. Taking place in the then-present time of 2004, TRON 2.0 focuses on Jethro "Jet" Bradley, the son of original film character Alan Bradley, as he happily whiles away his days creating video games, much like Kevin Flynn did prior to the beginning of the first movie. Unfortunately for the young whiz kid, things take a turn for the worse as his father is kidnapped and only get more distressing when a rapidly spreading virus infects the Encon mainframe and forces the artificial intelligence Mathria to take drastic measures in order to set things right.
Mathria, where's my father?
Alan 2, I require immediate assistance.
What do you mean?
Contingency protocol activated.
Laser activity in 5 seconds.
Mathria, stop what you're doing!
Put on goggles. Clear digitizing bay.
Mathria, what did you do?
Once the player takes control, the game proceeds to take the form of a first-person shooter as players gradually guide Jet through the digital domain, taking down corrupt programs and the like. There are also a few light puzzles and RPG elements thrown in as well, since Jet can obtain points to upgrade his health, weapon efficiency and other functions by either collecting build chips or completing various tasks. Archive bins are also scattered around the virtual world, and it's from these bins that you can download various subroutines that will help you along your way by increasing your defensive capabilities as well as granting access to virus scanners and upgradable weapons called primitives, among other things. The aforementioned primitives are a nicely varied bunch thanks to the upgrades, and your basic arsenal includes the default identity disc, the laser blasting mesh primitive, the viral ball primitive grenade, and the taser-like rod primitive. My personal favourite of the upgrades I have at this particular point in time is the humorously named sniper rifle, the LOL, which allows you to pick off enemy programs in a single shot. Now what would any TRON game be without the light cycle race? Thankfully, TRON 2.0 not only allows you to relive this classic moment several times over the course of the story, but also access it any time you want via the main menu. There's plenty of variety here with a number of challenging grids to race on using a newly designed super light cycle contributed to the game by vehicle design artist Sid Mead. In addition, online and offline multiplayer is available and includes a variety of different modes such as deathmatch and the light cycle based override, among many others. In terms of controls, things are pretty straightforward. The left thumbstick naturally allows you to move as well as crouch by pressing on it, and likewise, the right thumbstick allows you to zoom in on targets with a single press. The Y button allows you to interact with programs and objects, the X button brings up the weapon grid, and the A button of course allows you to jump. Meanwhile, the right trigger fires your weapons, while the left trigger lets you recall your identity disc once it's been thrown. While blazing through the game grid, players can increase or decrease the light cycle's speed by moving the thumbstick up or down, as well as turn using the trigger buttons. The soundtrack is a high point of the game, with the sound effects being absolutely spot on, while the background music consists of a ton of nice remixes of Wendy Carlos's original musical score. On the voice acting front, original film stars Bruce Boxleitner and Cindy Morgan lend their voices to the game, with Bruce reprising his role as Alan Bradley and Cindy breathing life into the character of Mithria. Also, the protagonistic Jet is voiced by actor/writer Jason Cottle, while Rebecca Romaine, aka Mystique from the X-Men films, steps up to the role of Mercury.
Mercury?
Identity verification.
Mercury, it's me, Jet. Don't you recognize me?
My user needs to communicate with you.
You mean guest? What happened to you?
Looks like an old version of Mercury got installed. Reformatting always bums me out. Let's hit the bar.
Graphically, TRON 2.0 does a superb job of following in the footsteps of the original film, as the programs and environments that compose the computer world are evocative of the movie right down to the last byte. Everything generally runs at a nice and smooth pace with minimal lag, if any. Honestly, the only major hiccup I can think of would be the rather frustrating amount of time it can take to reach the game over screen when you die. It's annoying enough to get taken out by a cheap shot from an off-screen enemy, and this is only added to when you find yourself staring at a black screen for a good 8 minutes. That said, TRON 2.0 is a lot of fun and a very underrated game that suffered from the misfortune of being released a week before Halo 2. If you're a fan of the original or just a general first-person shooter aficionado, then I recommend it.